It's our Love Actually moment, team. This is the packing ritual. Welcome to my first organic masterclass. So the idea with 2022 and our celebration of hopefully being open for the whole year was to go much harder and really drive into who we are, which is trainers and teachers. And so what I want to do today is look at how we would suggest you do your beautiful packing ritual for when someone has bought a retail product in the salon or spa. Then I think we should also look at why. Why would you bother doing it? And crucially, how you set up the area that needs to perform that packing ritual. It will, by default, lead us to talk about samples. And so really there's a part 2 to this video as well, which is just how do I sample Pink's Boutique products to my customers and clients, and what are the options? So we're going for a 2-parter, but we're gonna start with the packing ritual side. Now, those of you who have been in Pink's Boutique for any length of time know that one of the reasons we use the word boutique was because of that attention to detail. And so when someone has bought a product and we're going to wrap it up for them, that is absolutely no different. Sold to be better than everybody else. So if someone has chosen to buy a product, let's wrap it better than the next salon or spa wrap it. One is just being better, finding the joie de vivre in these little things in life, which basically make it nicer for you to do as well. But also there's some other reasons. I've always noticed, and we're talking probably a woman right now as well, stereotypically, there's a moment where they're holding their product that they're gonna buy, and you can literally see in their mind going, I don't know if I should do this, but they do. And when you suddenly start wrapping it in a kind of beautiful, ritual way, you see the kind of pain ease from them. And it's literally like they're standing there going, oh, well, this was totally worth it. I definitely, this was right. I don't even have to worry about it. I don't have to worry what's gone on my debit or credit card. So it's like you're literally making it more lovely for them, but also easing any of that potential guilt they might have with buying it. And then the other thing, when we get to gifting seasons, so if this is Christmas, I, in my sustainability mode, would love you guys to just be in control of wrapping that gift, because then it's wrapped and nothing else needs to go on it. And they don't need any more paper and they don't need any more sellotape. And we're doing our little bit to make sure that there is no extra waste occurring, okay? So to do this, you do need an area. And this is the fun bit. This is where you get to be a Sephora and have your packing area. If you can hear the wind and the rain, apologies, it is storm day. And so first of all, decide where this is going to fit and what you're going to need. Your reception is the best idea, but I've also want it to be pretty, so it could be something a customer can easily see. It doesn't have to be hidden under the counter. So we have got our tissue paper. Warehouse today has got black. We've only got black today. I've also got on my lovely little tray, so pretending this is my reception, I've got some rosebuds, I've got my eucalyptus, I've got my 2 elixirs, so I've got my wild mint and orange elixir. I've also got obviously our Pink's retail bags. However, if you've already got your own bag for your spa, for your salon, for your building, it can be the same game, can apply with the bag. It can be any bag. Okay, this is what we are going to do then. So Ellie arrives and she's just had a beautiful manicure and she wants to buy her hand balm. So the first thing I'm going to make sure, this packing area should have this tissue, but it should always be cut because it always comes in a huge, huge piece. So make sure it's at least cut in half, if not, to be honest, in quarters. So the other thing that your packing ritual needs is it needs a pair of scissors and it needs some pre-cut tissue paper. Now what's lovely about tissue paper, you don't ever really need that much, and you can change the colors. So if you've got regular clients, it gives you an option to keep changing this up to match the season. Maybe this should be Halloween. Okay, so I've got my hand balm. I'm gonna take one of my quarters and I'm going to literally wrap the actual product. I'm not going to use any sellotape. You don't need to with tissue paper, and it means that you don't have that extra plastic impact. Okay, I'm going to pop that in my bag. If she was buying more of them, I would put those in as well. Then I'm not going to use my quarters. My quarters tend to be the bit that I wrap my product with. I'm going to take a half, which is on the other side of my well-organized packing desk. And now, those of you that have seen the film Love Actually, this is your moment. So I'm going to take my wild peppermint and eucalyptus elixir. I'm going to spray. I'm going to scrunch. I'm going to put it in the top. And then I need to put something pretty on here. So our go-to is our dried rosebuds, and have them in something beautiful. This is our coconut bowl with a base, and the reason I've got my base on the reception is that if someone bashes it, I find that that's quite easy. It doesn't fall over. Obviously you've got all your little small bowls as well, and just place 1, 2 or 3 so it's good to go. Now, we have got some Pink's Boutique gift tags. So you could have, and just ask us, we can get these for you. You could have a little gift tag. So if you knew that this was Ellie's giving this to her mum, I could ask her if she wants the gift tag to go on it so that she can fill in the gift tag. So the wrapping of the product is the non-negotiable. The scrunching and the spritzing, obviously you can use all of your Pink's Boutique elixir spray so you could change those smells. What you can play with is what goes on the top of these. And think theatrical, and think seasonally, and think about things that are not going to bore your clients. They get used to it always being roses. So could it be that I take a sprig of eucalyptus because it's Christmas and I want it to be eucalyptusy? Or Easter, swap it, my little Easter eggs. Obviously, if you do put something that they can eat, I would make sure it's something that's wrapped. My mind does like mini eggs, but then I stood looking at the mini eggs thinking, but then I'd have my fingers on the mini eggs. So could it be something that they can eat? Halloween, pumpkins, like it's endless and quite fun, and it really won't cost a huge amount. But again, it's that Pink's Boutique attention to detail and making them realize that you just don't do this like everyone else. But my most important tip is to have an area set for it with everything. Those of you who have got other members of the team, nobody can argue if it's all there all the time and it's set up. Get it set up, get it perfect, take some pictures of how you want it, do little mini videos of this is our salon buildings routine so that everyone knows what to do. And to be honest, I've never seen a therapist that doesn't like doing it. So that is the little packing ritual. This routine, the Pink's Boutique packing ritual routine, then leads me to the question of samples. Okay, so I didn't put one in that bag that I just wrapped up, but do you want to? So this is the first question, and really this is like almost another standalone video in terms of to sample or not sample. So I think we've probably got to start with that question first. Having done this for so long, for other brands and Pink's Boutique, I am pretty convinced that human customers do not see the value in a sample when they are just given lots. So I can remember walking into a décolleté salon and just being given piles of sachets. And as the customer, they compute as no value. They are always a cost, even if you're not being made to pay for them from a brand. That brand has costed them in somewhere. So it's in the cost of your full-size product or in your professional product. So they are worth something. So when we came to make Pink's Boutique, I had two problems. One, people don't seem to value them. And two, the packaging that they are in. There is only about, so we're 2022, for the first time, compostable sachets are about to come out. But to this date, they didn't really exist. All the sachets you've ever seen before, they've got multiple layers and they've got kind of laminates inside that they are literally just not possible to recycle because there's so many multi layers. So they are terrible for the planet. So we came up with a plan of going, right, well, we just need a mini shrunken pot because someone needs to see the value, and also we need them to reuse this. This has got to be your little travel buddy. So you will have seen them in the daily routine Try Me gift boxes, and you may have seen them in some of your parcels. This is a 5 gram pot, And you want to talk to your customers about being travel buddies. Once this is empty, they need to keep it so they can fill it up for their weekends away. Or in the salon or spa, you want to keep them because these are really good as tester pots. So you don't have people trying to dig their hands into your full size product. People are much more controlled out of this size. And as you know, pinks go so far, they don't need that much. Okay, so we know what they're in. They're either in 5ml pots or the 5ml little bottles. 2 routes. We sell them full. So we will sell them all filled up, looking beautiful like this. However, there is a lot of product in there. That is 5ml and the hand balm is 50. So there's 5 grams and 50 grams. So you're actually giving quite a lot away. My suggestion would be these filled ones, you only ever use the filled ones for proper like launch events, press events, real VIP gift bags. And at that point, you speak to us and we work out whether we can allocate some free on your orders, what the lowest charge we can make if you need to pay for them, because there is a lot of product in there. For instance, if you take the night balm, one of these, I've measured it out, that is 19 applications of night balm. That person is not coming back anytime soon to buy a full-size night balm. So the trouble with them being filled is you're actually like cannibalizing your sale because you've just given them 4 weeks of product. So the solution to this, gift events, fine. Big events, launch events, yes. However, if it's Ellie's come and had her facial, she's behind the camera by the way, that's why I keep saying Ellie. If Ellie's come and had her facial and I really want her to try night balm, then the best plan is to get from us the little pots and lids empty. We sell these at cost. We literally pass them on as cheaply as we can, and the stickers that go with them. You will also need, you have to have the legal card that goes with it. You cannot give one of these out without this card because this is where the ingredient list is printed. It's illegal to give it out without it. And what I would suggest you do is after the aftercare section of the facial, you've told her what she should go and do, her home care, I would say, I'm gonna make you some bespoke samples. So you have to time this into the treatment if you're going to do it, or you have to train your reception team, which is the best idea if you've got one, to do it. And it needs to be, again, a big ritual fuss. I'm bespoke making you something really, really, really special. Because they could then sit and I could be talking more about the product and say, right, so this one I'm making is your night balm. This is what I want you to use in the evening after you've done your double cleanse with your deep cleanse melt, toner, eye cream, your moisturizer, and then you can pop this on top, or you might be saying anti-aging to this, whatever the product is, it gives you time to actually talk more about it. And I would take my little spoon and I'm going to, from my stock product, so from your treatment product, and go obviously from the biggest pot you have, because that will always be the most economical, and just put a tiny little bit in. So it may be that you're just putting them a smidgen in, because you know that that's 4 or 5 days worth to go at. When they see you do it, it doesn't look too curmudgeonly, don't look Scrooge-like, because you've explained and said, I have put in there 3 days worth. Whereas if they just opened that on their own without you and didn't know that, they'd be like, why shouldn't you give me that? And then, once we've filled up, whichever ones she is having, put your legal inky cards, your pots, again, your roses, or nearly Easter if it's your egg, and wrap it. Because I need this to have value. I need her to want to carry this out the building like it's a present. Because frankly, it is a present. She hasn't paid for it, and it is a present, and it is worth a good amount of money. And then I get my bag. You know this bit already. The reason I'm putting them in here, again, is to make her value it. And so she doesn't just, how many of you have just like thrown the sample in your bag, in your main handbag? It lives in there for 3 months. The next time you see it is when it's eventually smooshed and smashed and gone all over your wallet. And so the first you see of that very expensive night cream is the fact that it's just ruined your wallet. Okay, take your half. I'm gonna go for some sweet orange elixir this time. In we go. Couple of roses on top. And then they are leaving with this as a real thing that needs to walk into their house, sit on their kitchen table, be taken to their bathroom and be used. That isn't a sachet to throw away. So this would be the way I would do it if I was advising her after a treatment to go and get a sample, to use the sample of the product. So we've covered. What about if I'm doing like a proper launch event? We said we need the full size ones really, because you don't get a chance to show and speak to people like that. If it is post-treatment, this is how I would do it, bespoke making. Downside is going to take time. Plus side, more customer care, more time to educate and teach them. The question, the last one then really is, okay, what about if I've done my facial, I was very, very good, and she wants to buy night balm and she wants to buy an anti-age serum now. She just wants to buy them. Should I put her another sample in? And my personal experience would be yes. This is what I call brother and sister samples. So if someone isn't willing to buy a product, then I would do that bespoke building of a sample. But if she's willing to put her hand or his hand in their pocket and buy 2 full-size bottles, then by all means, give them a couple of brother or sister samples, things that make sense to that routine. So I think really from a team perspective, there's a couple of things to teach them, maybe to make a kind of sampling document of your rules of who doesn't get them. And you might have a blacklist of people who you know ask for samples all the time and then never buy product. Is that list? Don't let anyone get that list. What do we do if it's after a treatment, so they've paid their money to have their treatment and you know they're not buying something or they're wavering about buying something and you want to send them home and you're going to bespoke build their samples. You've got a moment in time, which is a specific event, which you come to Natalie or Kirsty and you speak about what you're going to do for samples. And then you've got the brother and sister sample concept. In your building, how much money do you want someone to have spent on Pink's Boutique products before you're willing to then either bespoke build them or give them the full filled sample of a brother and sister? I get it's probably a bit easier when a brand just goes, here, have a sachet. But as always with Pink's Boutique, we like to do things in the detailed and interesting way. So I hope that this enables you to go off and have some fun and work out for your business how you are going to sample Pink's Boutique products.